Hello, hello. And I suppose I should turn the music down a little bit. And I should also turn off my own voice coming through the stream. That would be bad. We have some good, hopefully good games today. We got Noxian Crusade against Dutch community team Ruby. And then later on, much later on, we'll have League of Pokeball versus TLH. I thought it was at 7, but it's at 7:45, so we'll probably have a little break in between, and then be straight back on when the teams are ready to play. There's a poll in the chat. It is a 10-minute poll, so we've got plenty of time to have a chat about this. It's fairly equal so far between who's going to win. If you think Noxie and Crusade are going to crusade their way to victory, vote Deus Volt. If you think the Dutch community team, our community is going to win, vote for our Dutch team. I was going to make a communism joke, but I couldn't think of a good one, so there we go. Anyway, I have Atomica with me.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Yes,
It's
what
been
do
a
you
while.
think? Yeah, welcome back, and we got our first Ocean game today. What do you think of these two teams, or this matchup?
On paper, they're very close. I think in the strength rankings that everyone could see, Dutch community team Ruby, the communism team really do edge it out a little bit, but it should be a close affair. Really, honestly, I can't predict who will win. It's just purely on paper. I think it's gonna be a draw, but I mean, again, we'll see. Really.
Chaos Plank seems a little confused because Noxian Crusade has Crusade in the name. Deus Volt if you want them to win.
Yeah.
I'm also keeping to this. Every
Spicing
time
up
they come
bubbles.
in back, I'm going to put Deus Volt as the option.
That is the new thing.
That's what you get for putting Crusade in your name. We'll have to think of more weird things for each team, just so we can confuse anyone new that comes in. Anyway, we can have a little bit of a chat about these two teams. So we have some players that we've seen before, or maybe people haven't seen, but most of Noxian Crusade were playing during the special
Nations
Cup. That's it.
It's never finished.
Brain power going, but we didn't actually see any of them on stream. But they were pretty good. Definitely the bot lane is something to watch out for. Definitely Fulminare. I don't know how he wants his name to be said. He can let us know if he really cares that much. In the bot lane, someone to definitely look out for if he starts to get ahead.
We're British.
The game might be a little bit gone. Yeah, we're British. We don't know how stuff is said. That's
Yeah.
We just steal other people's languages. So who knows what language it comes from, to be honest.
However you want your name to be said, we don't care.
No, we don't care.
We say it our way. We're British.
And then on the other side, Dutch community team Ruby, we have a lot of returning players from Team Bruv. We can see that Vink and Punky Boy both returning players. Vink will be back in his top lane role that we haven't seen him in for quite a while. He tends to play a lot of tanks up there. It's just a very solid player. Punky Boy, of course, is our ABC. Did get 2 pentakills in one game. I think he was the first person to get a pentakill in CoraL.
I believe so.
I believe that's right, and it was 2 in the same game. Definitely a strong player, not someone that tends to absolutely dominate lane, so I think that's going to be an interesting matchup to see whether they can really put the bot lane of Noxian Crusade far enough behind to get ahead. And then we also have Dermat in the jungle. And we've seen Dermat a bit before, can be a very good supportive player for the rest of his team, can also move towards more of that carry role, so we'll have to see what role he takes up within this Dutch community team Ruby.
I also believe as well, Dermat was on the... I think they went unbeaten. The Chainers, right?
Was he on Chainers?
In Season 3, he was the mid laner for Chainers.
Maybe so. But I just remember he's a very good player.
Yeah, he's a very solid player.
Definitely something to look out for. Anything else we really want to say? I'm not really sure.
We could talk about League of Pokemon versus TLH a little bit as well.
Yeah, sure.
That's the one later.
Later on, yeah.
I mean, it's very later on.
Our second river game, League of Pokemon versus TLH. TLH with their new roster, we actually see Sandarius is not on it anymore. So that the guy who's been there since Season 1 created the team, no longer playing for the team. There we go. Who expected that? We can also see a couple of changes, but we've still got Gwensucks in the top lane. We've still got Martinda in the jungle role. Demi has swapped from AD carry to support while they bring in a new player. And yeah, TLH, of course, a team that tends to ramp up towards the end of the season, I feel like. They tend to get some surprise wins when the playoffs starts, knockouts and people you don't expect them to. So we'll have to see how they start this season. Usually you see a shaky start from them, but we'll see how that goes. League of Pogmore are a team that tends to be lower down in the standings, but slowly been improving. And we have Atomica here to talk about them, so I mean, you may as well talk about your own team.
Yeah, so there's been a couple of shake-ups really. So after the unfortunate collapse of the Fighting Cocks from last season, we did manage to snipe a few of their players. We sniped Buffalo Goose and Hampy, very solid top laner and jungler respectively. Both just very, very strong players. Obviously, I left Departure Esports Team 2 from their support to move to a mid role. Very bit of a shuffle there to more of a carry oriented role. And then we also brought in a permanent ADC player now, because the other ADC had to, his commitments to work scaled up. So we brought in the Nasty Mask, just a very solid ADC player, very safe. Doesn't really tend to it's kind of a bit like Punky Boy, just a very solid fundamental bot laner, and can play the role very well. And then we have the well-known team captain of Loza in, the established Leona player, that it's just improving day by day, and the team is just slowly getting better. So hopefully we have a good start to the season. Obviously, I come from a side of bias because I am on the team, but yeah, it will be a good matchup today. I think it'll be good.
And definitely important, if one team does happen to take both games, they will be top of the standings at the moment. If it's a draw, then we'll have draws across the board so far. That game will be starting around 7:45. I don't know, but if the teams are there a bit earlier, maybe we can start it earlier. If they're not ready earlier, doesn't matter, we'll start around 7:45. That's UK time. If you are in mainland Europe, probably 8:45, so it'd be a late one. But anyway, first up we have Noxian Crusade versus Dutch community team Ruby, which was played yesterday. We do have VODs, and we will be going through those. Please no spoilers in chat. If you're not on one of the teams, don't spoil who wins both games, because it's more fun for the people who don't know. And it looks like our poll has finished. Most people believe that Noxian Crusade are going to win their Crusades. Spread the word of, I don't know,
Jesus Christ himself.
Who rules Noxus? Swain?
Himself.
Spread the word of Swain all over the Netherlands. But yeah, I mean, I guess we can go straight towards the game. We may as well just go to the game, and then we can talk about the picks before we go on. So here we go. Would you like to run through the picks, or shall I run through the picks?
Yeah, you can run through the picks. You'll probably know a bit more.
Okay, so we'll start off with Noxian Crusade, getting more used to the team names. In the top lane for Vombatus Ursinus, we have Sion. He's a very big tank player, so big pickup there. Turlur has Nunu in the jungle, so another potential frontliner, also someone that can bring a lot of zoning potential attack on. Rat is playing Lux in the mid lane, I believe. He's pretty much been playing only Lux, I think, if you look at the op.gg's as mid lane. So interesting that they did give him that. He's running Dark Harvest, which is also interesting. I guess we'll see how that does. Fulminaire in the bot lane has Kai'Sa, which is a very self-reliant ADC, something that he'll like to have, something that can scale up very well. And Svenno is on the Nami, something that is very good at enabling those ADCs, especially in the early game. They have a very good front-to-back team fighting there. We expect them to try and get the team fights, try and get fights around objectives, so win through the team fighting, really. When we look over at the other side, DCTR. Vink has his classic tank in the top lane. He has the Mundo. We see Dermat. It looks like he's going more towards the carry role, in that he has Viego with that Conqueror. Sizz in the mid lane has Set, which is an interesting pick up into Lux. Not sure how well that's going to honestly do. probably not do well, but we'll have to keep an eye on that one, see if they can do something there. Punky Boy is on Ziggs to bring a bit more AP to the team, and Obsession is on Soraka in that support. I don't think we've seen Punky Boy on Ziggs before, so it'll be quite interesting. He's usually one to play more sort of the Jhin, these hyper carry, late game scaling AD carries, but on a mage this time, so we'll see how he transitions to play that. They're more of sort of a split pushy team, maybe wombo combo. It's a bit all over the place, honestly, for the side of
Yeah.
DCTR with that team comp, but you can see where a potential wombo combo could come from with Sizz slamming someone down and Punky Boy throwing the Mega Inferno Bomb in the same place, potentially getting a massive chunk of damage, and then they just need that one person to die for Dermat to get the resets and go. It is, yeah, as it's put in chat, more of a solo team looking comp. I mean, but we'll see how it goes. Anything you want to point out before we go straight into this game, Atomica?
No, nothing really, nothing too that you haven't pointed out already. It just, yeah,
Great.
seems
Let's
very solo
sync
team.
up our timings. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. And we get straight into the game. So we didn't
Yeah,
really talk too
indeed.
much about the runes. I left us something to talk about in this early game.
Yeah. So yeah, you would assume that the teams would go for very basic setups. Nope. It seems like Noxian and Crusade are looking for an invade, whereas Dutch community team, there are the pings. They're looking for a very basic 5-point, cover all the entrances, stop any invades. But Ziggs will most likely have to give up and allow them potentially placing a ward in the blue side, giving them that information. But yeah,
I'm always a
very.
bit wary about going as far as Punky Boy has because you tend to get these sort of things happening where you could see a flash here out of Attack on Rats. Oh, a
Oh,
flash, but complete miss. Seemed to.
yeah.
I'm not really sure what was happening there, but just wasn't watching Punky Boy maybe. But that is the flash out of the Lux that could potentially be punished early.
And there's the route coming out. The route that didn't need to hit, and the route that needed to hit didn't hit. And didn't even burn the flash either. So a very small win there for Dutch community team Ruby, but
And
the rooms.
honestly, I would
Something.
say, considering it's a Lux with tier as well, that's a very squishy mid laner that now does not have flash. And the only CC that she has is Q early on, so can't really get out of those gank situations too well. I wouldn't be too surprised to see a flash from Sizz at some point as Dermat is ganking just for that early kill.
Yeah,
See,
and Sizz has also gone his E, the Facebreaker, so he won't have any bonus movement speed with that Q to hunt down this Lux if she steps up a little bit too far. But all the routes seeming to have landed so far, and yeah, both junglers just opposite players.
yes, it's actually taking a lot of just auto attack damages. Lux tier typical. Not really. It does leave you extremely vulnerable to ganks because of how low Lux's base defenses are, especially when you're into a double AD. She has less than 19 base armor. So, less than 19 base armor, I think she has about just over 500 base health. So, definitely someone that can be abused early. But we'll have to see if
Yeah,
TCTR do manage that.
and also her early game mana costs, I believe, Lux is quite extortionate. Really,
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the Q, but as well the missing mana regen from the Doran's ring. I was about to say blade then. Doran's ring may hurt a little bit as well, especially against someone that doesn't rely on mana like the set. But it's
So far, it's going fine tier, helping out, keeping those mana costs. It's really the
yeah,
health
there's
we've
a
got to keep an eye on. I think actually
this
getting a
thing.
lot of good trades, but that's a lot of damage traded back.
The Nunu snowball is coming in onto this bot lane. Punky Boy still has his flash. He decides not to flash it. There's the stun. The bubble will miss because of the flash. The exhaust coming down a little bit late there from Obsession, but it does deter away any follow up. Two very big summoner spells burnt there for the side of Dutch community team Ruby's bot lane, and just it's your pre scuttle gank from the Nunu. It's very expected, especially. But it did seem a little bit forced, especially with the lane state, how it was. But the level advantage was obviously enough to persuade them to go for it. And Nunu does look like he's going to get the double scuttle, but he is going to look for a gank in the mid lane. Sizz still has his flash, but opts to flash or not go near the side where he could flash over the wall. He does miss that true damage W, and he will go down. First blood to the Nunu for the side of Noxian Crusade. And
Just did not flash there. I do find it very strange. The order of skills that we use. Attack on Rat choosing to throw out that light binding early. But fight here.
Yeah, Nunu seemingly winning that fight early with the red buff against Viego, as Vink is now going to come in and find a kill on the flash away from the Nunu. Sis finally using that flash to try and chase, but the biggest snowball ever will help the Nunu escape, as we see a lot of damage going down onto the Soraka on screen. As Vink now is going to look to chase down Vombatus Ursinus, but he will get away fine. The Spell Immune coming in for the Dr. Mundo. The shield coming in. Oh, the damage is good, but will he fall to the tower? Minions? No, maybe minions. Nope. No.
Camera takes it away, so could be pretty chill.
Yeah, he survives on 1 HP. Both top laners do. Viego was looking for a dive, I believe. Does get away well. There's the root. Lux, again, just being the annoying ranged mid laner against melee. It's kind of what you expect to see.
Yep. Try and use those auto attacks as much as possible.
Yeah, the root landing again. And
yeah.
The first Drake, an Infernal Drake. You probably expect to see...
Oh, that's a nice stop from Possession.
Yeah, he doesn't know that he's actually stopped, and there was no vision.
Not come with him.
He doesn't have any mana as well. It would just be very auto-attack based. Nami does have those buffed auto-attacks as well with the slow. The Q is going to miss the flash ignite from Sveno. Manages to pick up himself the 1v2 kill. And Nunu is here. Punky Boy has no flash, but we're back in the top lane to see Vink hit some farm. The Airborne is going to land. The root will land as well. It will be a kill, but Attack on Rat getting ganked. Forced to use the flash. The Facebreaker does come in, and this will be a kill. Going over to Viego. A lot of little scraps appearing all over the map. Just...
As the sort of problem with Deluxe early, you just have so little health. If you get flashed on, you die. Even with flash up there, you die. Especially the problem in lanes like these is if you constantly use your spells to try and focus or like pressure the enemy laner.
And Vink does get level 6 just to burn the flash of Sion. He's got to go for the tower dive. I think he does not have enough HP. Is he? Is he going to flash forward? Is he going to... Yeah, he flashes for the kill. That's 2 kills now on our Dr. Mundo with a heavy farm lead as Nunu. Going to start making the snowball, and he is going to opt towards trying to find a Viego. Viego using that Shroud to his advantage. The stun misses, and now it's a 1v2. The Kaiser, that extreme burst damage, even through the flash, that's a great double bubble from Sveno. Catches both Obsession and Punky Boy out of Obsession. It will most likely here. The exhaust is going to land, but the biggest snowball ever. Gonna, even though it's hardly charged, going to pick up that kill. Sveno falling very low, but Punky Boy going to be the only one that survives, even through that Lux ult, which does go a little bit wayward. But yeah, it's just a nap problem. Just Dermat getting a little bit over eager, thinking that he did have the advantage when he didn't. The positioning, the flash forward from Fulminari, going to confirm the kill there onto Punky Boy. As Dutch Community Team's Ruby's bot lane there, not having the funnest of times in this game so far.
I would like to point out he's picked ult, but there is a fight around the dragon.
Yeah. There's the stun, and it's a stolen Infernal Drake as now Dermat is going to manage to pick up 1 kill. He does get the resets. There's the heal. The set coming in with the ultimate to slow down the Nunu. Set's going to pick up the shutdown as Obsession picked up on the sides. Attack on Rat will fall as well. A double kill for this set. Mid laners now does find a trade in the top lane. Fulminare did manage to pick up Obsession in return.
But that was a massive shutdown on the Nunu right there. 600 gold that went into the pockets of... I'm not sure who it was.
Set, I believe.
Either Viego or Set, but either way, both of them going to be very annoying champions to play against towards that later game.
Yeah, and that you can just see the power of new Dr. Mundo. He's just so oppressive in lane. We've seen it all over, the LEC. If you watch that, even if you've played against it yourself as a player, that electric shock. I don't even know what it was, but dealing a lot of damage to the Scion, even through the Bramble. So
And gold
Just
lead
a
is
highly impressive lead.
actually slightly in favor of DCTR here, mostly from all of the farm leads that they've picked up in the top lane, the jungle, or on the top side entirely, actually. The whole
Yeah,
top side is ahead.
I think it's mainly as well the shutdown that the set got from the Nunu. Because if you have a look at the gold, there's a 1,000 gold differential in the mid lane. I understand the attack on right is 0-3, and set is 2-1 with a little farm lead, but that 600 shutdown really helping sway that gold lead, I think. Oh, the bubble does manage to land.
Into the
There is
tidal
the
wave.
ultimate coming in from the Nami, but the great use of the satchel charge gets them away, and through everything, Set somehow manages to survive with just Merc Treads. Got hit with absolutely everything as well with that grit. Helping him survive. Dermat is caught out on a ward. So attack on Rat throwing out that Q just to try and dissuade him from coming in.
We'll clear it.
On the link. Yeah, it's the new Viego skin that's being played. The Dissonance of Pentakill.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, that's a pretty cool recall.
Think looks like he wants to go for a bit of cinched gameplay.
Really
Playing from
proxying that
behind the
Farmer's
towers.
Turler. Looking for anything in this mid lane, trying to help this Lux get back or have some form of foothold in this game. As Vink now looking to be the third member of Dutch community movie to make the presence known in mid lane. Oh, but it could be a dive here for the bot lane. The snowball
Just
is
ult
being
away,
started. There's
Punky.
no silence to stop it. That's a fantastic bubble. Hits both. The Nunu ult coming in as well. Will manage to pick up the kill. Dermat is going to use that ultimate. It's going to find himself. No, when it would be Vink using that TP coming in and finding himself the Nami. Kai'Sa going to try and run away. And I think Fulminari will manage to get away. And yeah, he will. One return kill for 2 in this bot lane after, I would say, a successful dive for Noxian Crusade.
Yeah, you take the 2-for-1 with your top laner able to pick up some plates potentially in that top lane, get a little bit back into the game. It's interesting, you can see attack on Rat despite having the tier still running out of mana. So an interesting thing is one of the biggest zoning spells that you have on Lux is actually the E, not the Q, because you can leave the E down because you tend to max it first. It's a really massive slow field that's just really annoying to get through. It can get you out of so many ganks. But there is a really slow fight happening in the bot lane.
Yeah, it's Terry deciding that he wants to try and fight the Dr. Mundo.
Oof.
It's going to use the flash, but it's not enough. The
Can't
animation
flash
had started, so it completes. And the Nunu will fall. Vink on this Dr. Mundo now looking very scary. 4-1-0, but they do have a very good tank shredder in Kai'Sa Nami. Keep the tank stunned up for Kai'Sa to do anything.
Punky boy. Where's
yeah,
the satchel
Punky boy.
charge? There it is.
That's a great satchel charge. As a TP is now coming in from Set. They are going to look to try and focus down this Kai'Sa. The face breaker does miss. That's a lot of damage. The Kai'Sa ultimate finally being used. The Soraka ultimate coming in to try and be a heal. The W does miss from Set. As now Dermat is coming in on this Viego. Fantastic bubble there. Punky Boy will fall. There's the flash ultimate, the 700 gold going over to this Viego. That's fantastic. And he's now going to use that super shot and charge down that Nami, but it won't be enough. Ture Law picks up the shutdown on Viego. And yeah, a large fight as Von Bartasisness does manage to cancel Dr. Mundo's call in that. I've forgotten what they're called. Alcoves. There you go.
Knock up onto Obsession.
Yeah, I think Obsession is dead here unless he flashes over the wall. Yeah, he does manage to get the flash over the wall. Very well played.
Did the Nunu chomp do 0 damage there?
I think
that looked a bit weird.
Yeah, I think the chomp did 0 damage. I think that was a very weird interaction here. But you can see Dutch Community Team Ruby posturing for the Drake as well as Noxian Crusade. Noxian Crusade do give up the control of the river. So now it's all on Dutch Community Team Ruby to see what they can do with this.
They will start it.
Yeah, indeed, and I think they are just going to look to burst this down. A fantastic silence from Session does stop the snowball as Vink plays zoning to 2 team members from Noxian Crusade. Second Drake goes the way of Dutch Community Team Ruby. There is the... Now that looks
bomb.
funky.
didn't really do much damage though.
Dermat is just gonna scythe his way past that snowball. Taylor has lost his big CC.
It's a very slow fight. Not really too much happening.
Both teams look like they want to commit, and then like half the team wants to commit and half the team doesn't. For both sides, you could see Taylor really trying to force a play onto that isolated Viego, but he manages to get past as Vink now has been caught out. There's the tidal wave, is spell immune, but there is the killer instinct from Fulminare, and Sveno gets the shutdown on the Dr. Monday. Probably not who you want to have the shutdown as attack on Rat Wave the E of set. And that is a lot of damage onto Turele. If the W comes through, then that's a flash. Turele falls as the Lux. You do see the issue of the Lux with the tier. I believe they just deals no damage. I think it would have been the same even with Doran's ring, but it's still that lack of damage there onto this set. Just those Mercury's treads providing immense value.
Yeah, it's very hard to kill a set as Lux, but it's not really what Attack on Rats needs to do this game. He's mainly there just to provide AP damage for the team towards the later game.
Especially with that
CC is the main thing.
Yeah, especially with that Dark Harvest rune. Yeah, Gambler, you yourself are a Lux connoisseur. Can you talk a little bit about that Dark Harvest rune?
It's ballsy, especially against a set who is someone that can just press W to stop the Dark Harvest from being able to proc. Yeah, I mean, it means that you've taken the Domination tree as your primary, which there's not too much that you really want in there as Lux. You don't tend to be using your ult off cooldown, and it's not a very long cooldown anyway, so having Ultimate Hunter is not that useful. You could get out of combat move speed, which can be quite useful, but I personally don't really like it as a primary tree, so Dark Harvest is not what I tend to go. I think as well, when you have things like Airy that just work so well with her, it's a bit strange. Damn it.
Now, was that me, or did that Lux ult deal no damage? Even though Attack on Rat still manages to pick up the kill onto the Viego, as Set manages to trade the kill, but he's now the main tank. And somehow he is still alive, he just needs a little bit more healing, as Fulminari manages to pick up that kill. 6-1 and 6 now on this Kai'Sa, 3-2 and 11. On the Nami, it is going to be very big. As Obsession almost finding the kill, the Kai'Sa W manages to land the Void Seeker, and the Killer Instinct coming in. Vink may fall here. He is going to get a healing from the Soraka, but I don't think it is enough, as the flash forward from Sveno doesn't manage to land the bubble, and Vink will manage to escape thanks to the heals from the Soraka. The W bot strikes again. Nami is isolated. There's the exhaust. The ignite coming down. The stun, though, he has no passive. Vink falls to the plasma passive of...
It's the Ziggs flank. Oh,
but
no.
I don't think it's gonna do much. Ziggs got a flash, but he's got a flash to his death. As Dermat is left alone. Obsession dodging the Lux ult very well there. Sion not managing to finish the kill.
Can't get on Kai'Sa.
Yeah, this Kai'Sa's just positioning perfectly between everyone.
This is a
keeping
really
them at max range.
Scrappy fight, but it's not great. You want to try and... I mean, DCTR here want the skirmishes, not the straight-up team fights, and Noxian Crusade are just staying as 5, which is where they are strongest. It should be practically impossible to kill this Kai'Sa when you've got Lux and Nami both there with her. It's, yeah. And would you like to talk about why Set is OP? Or should I
Why Set is OP? Grit. There you go.
Grit.
Grit. There you go. That's it, really. I honestly think that Set is OP in many ways. The Q damage, I think the Q scaling on his AD is disgusting. I think the W true damage, especially if you build mathematically correct Set, but assuming that you don't, is still disgusting.
Like you saw there, his W tank damage against you as well. His ult doing bonus damage off the enemy's bonus HP.
Like, I mean, his kit is practically I think if he was ranged, he would potentially be the most broken champ in League. Like, if
That
anything in his kit made him ranged.
is a Mountain Drake, which will be Mountain Soul, which will be very interesting to see who does get it in the end. You can see here that the favor of team fights has swung now in terms of who it is favoring. It is favoring Noxian Crusade, and they're using that to their advantage, picking up that first of their Drakes, their Drake of the game. Ooh,
Yeah, and Sveno almost caught out there by Dermat on the Viego, but Nami managing to escape
TP.
thanks to fantastic position, and that is just a lot of damage from Fulminari. He is just demolishing the tanks with that Kraken Slayer. He already has 2 items at 19 minutes. It's reminiscent of Niski's Twisted Fate with how many items he's got here at such an early stage in the game. But even though the bot lane has this huge lead for Noxian Crusade, and it is very high on top of them, they only have a 300 gold lead, and it was in the favor of Dutch Community Team Ruby just before that team fight.
Of course, their
However,
gold
Fulminari
is on the people that they want it to be on that Kai'Sa.
absolutely, as Vink is now chasing down the Scion, but the Viego, slippery as always with that, unstoppable, will get away. Kai'Sa did have a very good 1v1 there with the Viego, using that killer instinct to dodge the ultimate, as Noxian Crusade now orchestrating the collapse onto Vink. Here is the greatest snowball,
Does
or
go for
biggest
the
snowball
flash.
ever. The spell immune, but it's still in range. The Lux ult just missing. Vink forced to burn the ultimate there to escape, with also burning the flash. But a very good escape there from Vink, showing that after even after one season away from CoraL, he's still got as the unstoppable from Scion.
So
It's still
much
going to
damage onto
connect with
Punky.
Funky Boy. But that was disgusting there, and there you can see why Set is OP. That true damage just melting through the Scion, but it's not enough. Dermat focused down even through the zombie Scion, helping buff that damage up a little bit more, and you can definitely see poising towards the Baron,
And they
purely
just
because they can.
they need to be able to get onto the Kai'Sa here, but they're really struggling. Yeah, there's not too much more to say about that. They're really struggling to get onto the Kai'Sa, and Kai'Sa is the person that, at the moment, this team comp is reliant on to carry. If you do take the Kai'Sa down, there's not too much left on the side of Noxian Crusade to be worrying about. Is Atomica's mic cutting out? Is that just you? I think it's just you, but if anyone else in chat is finding Atomica cutting out, let me know. I'll see what I can do about it. Think
I hope it's not cutting out. Yeah,
pushing a bit too much.
Yeah, trying to get anything back, but the Lux Ultimate coming in. I still don't know the name of that. I probably should check up on actually say its
Final
name.
spark.
Thank you. Final Spark. I mean, it's just minuscule damage, but the Leandri's Anguish has been built, so the damage over time will help, in essence, in the team fights.
Yeah, and I mean, it's mainly for the damage against bonus HP. You'll really be building it here. Because, of course,
I got
Leandri's
18
provides...
plus 1% max health magical. I didn't know that that was a thing.
Yeah,
I just thought it was a flat amount of magic. Oh, well, that's...
It's a lot of damage. I think an interesting thing
Yeah.
to watch out for will be how the Lux E's are used. Because here, your main goal on the Lux is pretty much keeping Kai'Sa alive, actually, at this point in the game. Because you realize your Kai'Sa is the person that's going to carry you. So Lux E's should just be put down as basically massive slow fields. They're not really supposed to be used for damage at this point. So it'll be interesting to see whether they are actually used for the slow fields or just thrown out and instantly popped.
Yeah, so people were saying in chat that my mic was cutting out a bit more, but hopefully this... I just turned off the noise suppression thing on Discord, because I don't know why it just decides to cut my mic out 24/7.
Yeah, I couldn't hear any cutout, which was strange.
But maybe, hopefully this is a little bit better. Or maybe it's just something in the stream settings, I don't know, and you'll have to take over the play-by-play.
So there you saw Attack on Rat throwing the E out and popping it instantly. Could have just left it in between. Leaving it in between there wouldn't have had to flash. Small things. Lux gameplay.
Yeah. Small Lux gameplay tips. As the Drake is up, the Viego being on the top side does mean that Dutch community Team Ruby are practically just giving this one up for free, allowing them to get even more resistances,
Yep.
which I don't think they want to give over, because that just makes this front line harder to get through, and it also makes this Kai'Sa a little bit more resistant to your dives to the backline if you even can get any off.
Yeah, I'll be
As
interested to see if Fulminari actually builds any resistances, knowing that with the Mountain Drake they are going to get multiplied. Especially the later on, will we see a GA pick up at some point just to make it that much harder to kill him? Or is he just going to keep going to damage and trusting his team to keep him alive? I don't think there's necessarily a right answer here. It's just how much does he trust his team?
yeah, as Vink does get caught out there a little bit, as
Oh!
that is a fantastic ultimate from Punky Boy. The shutdown onto the Nami there, and there we go. The Kai'Sa is down, as what we were saying does come true. Dermat is using the fact that he's on a little bit of a hype right now. Sion managing to flash away and get away, regroup with his team, but he's going to regroup with them through the long way, managing to slow down this set. Set going to use the Q movement speed buff. Maybe he will catch this Sion. Who knows? Well, we'll find out in a second. He's probably going to give up the chase. Oh, he manages to dodge that slow. The face breaker now definitely in range, I think.
No?
Sears, what are you doing? No, there's the airborne.
There.
Oh, okay.
Waiting for it to make sure.
Never mind.
Yeah, because that's a weird one with the face breaker, because it's like a micro stun on himself just before he casts it. So a lot of the time when he's in range, he's actually not quite in range, because the time it takes from him pressing it to actually casting means that he'll miss.
Yeah, 672 true damage by pressing one button and managing to hit it. Oh my lord.
And it's not even ultimate. I mean, it's better than a lot of the newer champions. Jesus, some of them are just absolutely disgusting.
I can't wait for Vex to become a thing and just literally every new champion just feared for no reason whatsoever other than for moving.
I feel like Vex is going to be fine. It's going to be the item rework at the start of preseason that's going to absolutely break her because she's balanced for the current items. Ooh.
Vink caught out, shut down. The shutdown going over to the Kai'Sa. Now at 184 farm, but still so much gold in her back pocket that she's almost at 4 items. Still has those refillable potions.
Oh, Obsession.
Oh, Obsession. Oh, no. It's so sad. The Soraka caught out trying to create some light in the dark that is the Dutch community team Ruby jungle. As now Sizz is potentially the next one on the list. As he
just walk
manages
around the corner.
Yeah, but he decides to taunt with the Nami, and the airborne doesn't manage to get off the W.
Yeah, beautiful knock-up timing actually. Just means he can't W. You have to press it before the knock-up happens, which he doesn't do.
Yeah.
That would have been quite interesting. If he pressed it before the knock-up happened, the way the knock-up went, there's a chance that he could have hit the full true damage onto Fulminari there. Which,
yeah, Punky Boy caught browsing Boris's wares as he dies.
It happens
and it's
all too often.
Yeah, it's Noxian Crusade now starting to slowly pull away with this one. The gold lead would suggest that, you know, they are only just starting to pull away, but it has been like this for quite a while.
Is the collector being picked up for Kai'Sa?
That's normal, right?
It's normal being built second, I believe. Getting it this late on, you're not getting too much from the extra added value from the passive that gives you gold per kills, because, well, you can only really build one more item. So I think we'll have to wait and see how much it actually provides. Because as well, it's not so good when you're up against high armor champions, because realistically you're not going to be using the lethality too well. You just want straight up armor pen.
Yeah, and the pings now from Vink saying that the Mountain Drake's up in 25 seconds. Oh my lord.
Inferno misses.
They were going to do the Baron, Noxian Crusade, but now they have decided against it after Sveno practically just got nuked. Not even sure what by.
It looks like they want to fight this. But
Yeah, they are just throwing out spells, trying to, I think, dissuade Dutch community team Ruby. But they are on the way now to the Drakers. Viego still gets hit somehow by that snowball. Didn't run out in time.
Noxian Crusade actually gets first movement onto the Drake here by pushing them out. Community Ruby out of mid lane. Looks like Nunu might just do the Drake by himself,
Yeah.
while DCT are starting up this Baron.
But the Noxian Crusade can contest this. Like, I don't think the Dutch community team Ruby
strong.
do get this. Sion is just tanking up so much. The bubble does miss. There is the final spark from the Lux there. Fulminari managing to dodge that W perfectly. There is the Drake going down. Vink just on the front line, but he can't do anything.
It's a split decision.
Demolished.
They outfinished the Baron.
Yeah, triple kill.
Just killing them all.
As Sis now coming through, he is not going to find the kill. Dermat is going to pick up Fulminari in the 1v1. Well, in the 1v4, I should say. He did get a triple kill beforehand. The smite coming out from CoraL. As Dermat runs away, he does have that ultimate reset. Oh, and it doesn't go over the wall. But I think with the lifesteal...
No.
No, there's the stun. 400 gold and an ace for Noxian Crusade. They also get...
start up this Baron again.
Could they?
Oh, they have a Nunu.
Yeah,
I doubt they will, but you wouldn't expect it. And Nunu is definitely someone that can very slowly just do the Baron by himself.
Oh yeah, because of the chomp health regen. Or health steal, I should say. Life steal.
Yes.
Plus 18% resistances now. Making that Sion and that Nunu even more of a nuisance than they should be.
I will be interested in how much extra armor is Kai'Sa getting. Potentially 19 there. Not sure how much of that is coming from
19.
runes and how much is coming from the mountain.
He's getting +7 bonus for magic resist, but that's 37 base, so I wouldn't assume that's a good thing to go off, or a good stat to go off, to try and figure out how much extra armor.
7 bonus means he didn't take a magic resist rune. So we assume it's 1 armor rune at 6, so it was 17, was it? Which means he's getting
19.
Bonus. 19.
So 13.
13 bonus armor, that's a lot.
As he just absolutely annihilates Obsession on the Soraka, not having the funnest of times with a Kai'Sa auto Q. I think it was 2 autos in a Q actually, but still, nevertheless.
Started up the Baron.
Absolutely one-tapped to Sveno, has found himself on the wrong side, but the killer instinct,
there.
Thank you, boy. That was a disgusting amount of damage, and Sveno just kiting around. 20 kills on this Kai'Sa now, supported by a tank with 8 kills on the Nunu, with the 18% extra resistances.
Those extra resistances in Fulminari are worth about 350 gold of just straight up armor. That's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot. Now, Set caught out behind enemy lines. Let's see what Sis can do. Can he do anything? I think he is looking for the ultimate, but there's the stun. No W. Fantastic bubble. Again from Sveno. Does deny the extra shielding.
Sveno, a bit of an unsung hero here, giving the speed ups and slows to the right people, getting those bubbles, getting these clutch tidal waves. Of course, looks like Fulminari is the flashy player out playing the Kai'Sa, jumping into the back line, getting those kills, but definitely couldn't be doing it without Sveno supporting here.
And Obsession again caught out. There is the Luxol. Final spark, managing to connect. Another kill for the Lux. Now at a grand total of 2 kills throughout this entire game. But it's not her job to get kills. As Fulminari has potentially been caught out. That is a very weird positioning of the Infernal Bomb. But it doesn't matter. It's a 1-for-1. The shutdown again going into Dermat's
the melee range.
And now it is Viego with a bunch of attack speed. But the tidal wave coming in manages to take the kill. Sion just hanging on with enough resistances there and HP to win that fight. Sis now caught out. There is the stun. There's the airball. Managed to get the W off. 850 true damage, but it's not enough even to touch the wave, let alone touch.
I don't think it was fully charged. I think he had to press it just before.
Yeah, an Obsession out. He is caught in the stun. There is the Q, and that should be the end of Soraka. Sveno manages to pick himself up a double kill. Vink now is going to find himself caught between a rock and a hard place, really. There's the spell immune. That has gone. He's most likely going to get airborne by this Nunu. No, he won't. Playing around that force field very well, as Punky Boy is going to get picked up again. There is the flash. Terrelur picking up that kill with the ultimate. The final spark coming in. He manages to hit the Viego, but the Viego's rooted up. And that probably will be the end as the inhibitor is picked up. The tidal wave will go wide, but that does not really matter. The Viego managing to use that shroud just to get away in time. But this really should be the end of the game. Noxian Crusade, I would say, post 20 minutes, had a very good grip on the game. And there is the end.
And game 1 going over to the side of Noxian Crusade.
Okay, I need to quickly go. Just very quickly, because I need toilet, so...
Cool.
I will be back.
I will keep the cast hot for you. That sounds so strange. Yeah, Noxian Crusade picking up game 1 there. If we had to really zone in on what the problem was for DCTR, because the game was going fairly well for them. They were getting through that early game okay, they were getting some small leads, but then it just sort of fell apart towards that later game. They were getting drawn into those big team fights, which Noxian Crusade had the better team fight comp. They were set up more to be able to carry well during those team fights, and that's basically what happened. If you want to try and, I mean, it'd be interesting to see what is picked up in game 2, whether the Nami will still be there, whether the Kai'Sa will still be there. I wouldn't be surprised if the Lux gets taken away, just because I think if you look at the OP.GG, it's pretty much the champion, the only champion that Attack on Rat has really been playing in mid lane recently. So yeah, something there that definitely could potentially be taken away. I can tell you actually that he's not on Lux again. Also, pretty much full new champions across the board on both sides. The only one that did take the same champion in game 2 was Vombatus on the Scion, which it's not something that feels like it won the game, so that could be that's understandable that was left up, and it's something that we happen to see again. We do see Sveno on another Enchanter support. Sveno will be playing Janna in game 2. Fulminary's on another carry, AD carry, but this time it's more of an early game one. Is picking up that Samira. So I have to see whether that Samira-Janna combo in the bottom lane can get ahead. Attack on Rat not getting the Lux this time. Will be playing Annie with Electrocute, so something that has a lot of catch-out potential, a bit less CC. And we also have Terrelur this time on Jarvan, not on the Nunu, so a bit less of a team, like, bit less there, brain work. A bit less CC on the team side, a bit less of that strong front line for the team fight, but pretty much champions that want to run forwards, and they do have the Timbers to help out. If we look towards DCTR, we're looking like a very solo queue comp again. Although there is some big frontline and some big carries, there's not much range. Obsession this time is on the Nautilus in support, and it's being paired with Ezreal. So Nautilus Ezreal against Samira Janna is, oh yeah, game 1 MVP. We should do game 1 MVP. That's a good idea.
I came back at the right time.
You know what? You can. I'll put the MVP poll in the chat, and then you can talk about it for a little bit while I quickly run.
Yeah.
I'll put all of the winning team, and we can see who comes out. Oh my god, spelling names.
Hard. Just put champs, I think.
I can't remember what the champs are because my memory is terrible. So here we go. I'll give you 3 minutes. Guys, vote for who you think the MVP of game 1 was, and then we'll go on to game 2. Take it away.
Well, so just talk about MVP. Okay. In my opinion, the MVP, I'd have to give it to Fulminari. He played extremely well, especially the team fights. Sveno was an unsung hero, and he is a very close second, alongside CoraL. Those three players had a massive impact. Obviously, Attack on Rat was there, able to provide the shielding, and Von Bar's Ursinus just being the Scion, just being that nuisance that a Scion is, a HP bar in the way, and helping with that CC and that kiting. But Fulminari positioned extremely well. Okay, yeah, his attacks were buffed up by Sveno, and he did have that bubble and tidal wave to help him. However, there was that one team fight that came to mind. I believe it was when they peeled off the Baron, where he just positioned very well. He also got a triple kill, 1v4 in enemy lines. That even though the director camera wasn't showing me that. Just fantastic target selection, fantastic priority, and just seemingly had a very good grasp of the game and had a very good laning phase as well. Was very dominant, asserted himself in the lane, and really Dutch community team Ruby didn't have many answers to what he was offering on that Kai'Sa. So to me, the MVP goes to Fulminari. However, obviously, people in chat, you have the vote. You can decide who was the MVP of the game as well from your end. But to me, that's just my case forward for why I would think that Fulminari would be the MVP. So let me drop a vote on that. And yeah, Sveno. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was either Sveno or Fulminari, really. That would be the two that I'd say are the deserving candidates.
Yep. While that's timing out, I mean, I'll just continue with what the champions are for Game 2, I guess. I was starting to talk about it, or I'd gone mostly through it. So Ezreal Nautilus for the side of DCTR against Samira Janna in the bot lane for the side of Noxian Crusade, so you'd expect that to be early game advantage towards the Samira Janna lane. It'll be interesting to see if Punky and Obsession do go for the early kills, because that's very flippy and probably not what you expect to do against a Samira, so we'll have to see how they play that out if they just try and scale. And then we also have Sizz in the mid lane on the Akali, not having flash up against the Annie. Will the Akali be able to kill the Annie early, get herself snowballing? We'll have to wait and see. Derma actually playing Zed in the jungle, not something that we've seen before in CoraL. But they have been continuously buffing Zed's jungle, so I guess this is a good chance where we'll get to see who it is. Looks like Sveno did win that MVP vote, so woo, good job. Well done.
Well done.
That sounded so insincere. Yeah, no, I think there was some really nice bubbles, really nice tidal waves, and the speed ups were just well-timed uses of Nami's E, which is a really undervalued ability, honestly, for the amount of stats that it straight up gives someone. We also, but back to the next game. Then Vink is on the Cho'Gath in the top lane going up against Bombatus' Scion, so obviously they feel like Cho'Gath is going to have a better time than the Mundo did, or maybe Mundo was banned away and this is just their next pick into the Scion. We'll have to wait and see. So quite a quite a solo queue split pushy team again from DCTR. Yeah, I know we're still seeing the home screen thing. Yeah, I haven't changed it yet while we were going on about MVPs because I didn't want to start confusing people. I can swap it now. Let's go in, so you can see the game ready before we start. If it wants to load, there we go. So there we go. You can see the game. We can see all of the summoners, everything ready to go. And I mean, should we just go? Let's ready to count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
And we actually managed to spend like an hour on that last game, pretty much. So. We might be able to
we can drag it out.
Drag it out. We just need an hour and 15 for this game, so maybe it goes longer. Oh, that's an interesting bug that I've got.
Well, is it everyone's invisible?
Are invisible, yes.
Okay, let's restart. Let's
restart that. I'm just going to quickly go to a different screen so you guys don't see any of the stuff that comes up when I
leave the game.
Go back.
So I'll leave as well in case it happens. Then I just go back because I think it happens when you like go backwards in the replay for some reason. Sometimes they just go invisible. It's really weird and really awkward.
see.
And it makes...
Okay, they're spawning in this time. I think I'm okay. Alright.
Okay.
What
Let
we'll
me
do
just make
is
sure that mine aren't invisible.
we'll make sure it's like working, and then then I'll swap to the screen. Okay, should we do a countdown again?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, play. And they're spawning in. I have spawned in. Do you?
Yep, spawned in. All good.
Let's swap to the game. And this time they won't all be invisible. Haha. There we go. No invisibility in this game. Is Annie going to do the Earth build again? I hope not. Maybe this game will come out of beta next year, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
I mean,
unlikely.
yeah. Honestly, all the champions being invisible, that will be League in about 2 years' time. Just that's all their passives, they're just invisible.
I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't. I love the fact that the anti-mobility champ that they're bringing out next has mobility in the kit.
Oh,
like,
that's fantastic.
Resettable mobility as well. They're just like, yeah, we wanna really cut down on the amount of mobility we've been adding. So here's a champion that abuses people that use mobility, but we've given her mobility as well. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but the only way that they have mobility is being forward. As
Punky
caught out by the...
I don't think
caught out by
he'll
the
flash.
Oh, he does level, is he? That's rough in the laning phase early.
Yeah, and he doesn't really get to back now. Interesting the way that he walked and then skilled E. Maybe he thought they would just give up on him, but didn't in the end, and it's a lot of damage.
Yeah, indeed, as we see the Z jungle clear.
Starting with blue buff, which is interesting. I would have thought you want to start with red, but who knows? Maybe the extra CDR is what really moves this clear more than the red buff damage, or maybe he just needs to start on the single target camps. These are just one more games people can prepare for the Crescent Solari games. Well, nice to see that you are confident.
Yeah, Cho'Gath. Oh, yeah, Cho'Gath damage in the early game is really underrated. Everyone thinks Cho'Gath is a late game champion, so he must deal hardly any damage in the early game. But
if you can get on someone with the E, you got to remember that it does percent health damage and it's got 3 procs, so it's a hell of a lot of damage early. Looks like, yeah, I don't think they were going to go for a tower dive there. It was interesting pathing from Jarvan coming down, maybe looking for some sort of gank, but this team were pushing in.
Yeah, and Jarvan did manage to steal Zed's red, which happened on the minimap as the airborne manages to hit from the trigger. Jarvan going to look for a gank on this Akali, but Akali is obviously extremely mobile champion.
Flash into stun.
The flash. Stun, and that's a lot of damage. First blood going over to the Jarvan. And
yeah, no flash on Sizz is punishing him there as he does go down for first blood. I'm not sure you really want it on the Jarvan, but hey, you'll take it.
It's better than on nobody.
But no, Jarvan's super far behind on the farm right now. That's a lot
of
damage.
I think it's looking like it's going to get... Yeah, I think just gets the first blood as the bot lane is now being engaged upon. Dermat is coming in for the gank. Fulminari still on full
charged.
But it's almost done. And there we go. Forced to double flash. Now Fulminari now just going to, I think, run them down with that Janna shield as Obsession now. It's coming through. There's the flash. And Punky Boy coming in with the kill. There is the ignite onto Obsession, but the W should, I believe, will save him.
Not clean, but
double kill.
Double kill onto the Ezreal is what DCTR really need in this early game.
Yes, absolutely. Especially after the harsh early, you'd say, like the level 1, and
yes,
just giving him any foundation in lane is good.
Interested to see what Punky Boy is. They could try and fight a bit more early, but I wouldn't really expect to see it. It's,
yeah.
You know, we're just yeah, not too much to say about that. That's a bit of a disaster for the bot lane of DCTR. They've got a Samira who really wants to be getting ahead early, and a Janna to back her up, give her that extra AD to help that happen. That extra healing, shielding.
Yeah, it's the stun does come down, but the Q is on a minion instead of on the Akali. Akali managed to throw down the Shroud as well. Just provide that little bit of extra protection against the Annie. But Annie attacker rat on the Annie playing very well in this early game. I'd say poking out this Akali, making sure that this Akali is getting punished pre-level 6.
But it's
Jarvan
actually down on CS despite having that extra assist. I assume probably down on gold as well. So actually slightly up on gold, the assist giving more than expected. It was a first blood assist.
Yeah, is it 150? Like even through first blood, or does it like scale up?
It like changes. I don't think it's 150 if it's not first blood. I think it's like 50 if it's normally, isn't it? I'm not sure. Maybe we can look for when a kill comes down and see how much the next person gets. A lot of damage being traded back and forth. You can see they have to.
Yeah.
You've got to be very careful with these Nautilus hooks. Sure, you can hook the Janna in, but if you can't one-shot her, a lot of damage will get traded back onto you. To be honest,
Yeah, indeed is.
they
I
should
think
be
he's
happy
got
to
to
just
find it
scale.
on.
There is the ultimate on the Cho'Gath.
Yeah, getting very close to that chomp range, but not much coming of it. And Dermat is going to look again to gank this bot lane. Now you can definitely see the adjustment the Dutch community team Ruby have made compared to game 1. They're putting a lot more emphasis on trying to... Yeah, knock up. Oh, and I must be a little bit behind. Because Sion now has just slain Cho'Gath and Obsession. It's going to manage to
I was watching bottom lane because of the big fight going on. I forced camera down there.
Oh, yeah.
But, so we missed that top kill, but...
Yeah, I think it was just a tower dive gone wrong. From what I saw on the minimap. There's now attack on Rat is here. He almost has his stun stacked with Tibbers, I believe. There is the Tibbers.
Tibbers still alive, but of course doesn't have any flash. Oh, really nice get out there.
Oh, wow.
Fulminario might go for this dive, though.
Akali always looks impressive, even when they're just escaping.
That's the double knock-up.
And Fulminario managed to pick up the kill onto Obsession. Punky Boy using Arcane Shift back into the tower, and it's a double kill over to this Samira.
And suddenly, like that, Samira is now looking to be potentially a really big issue. A lot of damage onto Dermat. Not quite enough to kill him.
Yeah.
It's a plate, and at least one plate as well going into the pockets of Samira. 20 CS up. That's not what you want if you are on the side of DCTR.
Yeah, absolutely not. The
Tomas being taken very low by this red buff, but what the fuck? was that like 360 damage auto attack?
Das me.
Oh, I know they kept buffing Zed in the jungle, but god, that's
not okay.
A lot. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, indeed.
Practically a Nunu queue.
That's not allowed. That shouldn't be allowed, but they are allowing. That's impressive.
Yep, I think slowly stacking up the Cho'Gath passive on the minions there.
Yeah, indeed Aroni.
Fulminari's actually got onto Punky and Obsession.
Yeah, indeed, and it is looking like he's just gonna flash. Yeah, the flash forward manages to pick up the kill. Obsession will just get slowly run down. The kill. Hopefully, again, there's a flash away. Terrella gonna try and leave the kill, but no, Sveno is gonna be the one that picks up the kill.
I think we might be a little decent. Oh, I mean, you said it earlier. Do you want to tell me what your timer is, and I'll like get.
I'm at 8:53. Am I?
57, 58, 59.
59, 9. Yeah.
Yeah, we should be in time now. You're like 2 seconds behind.
Annoying league.
Oh, attack on Rat there with the bot shiny mechanics. Uses the Q to try and get the stun, but presses W before it connects, cancelling out his own stun.
Funky Annie mechanic. That really... It should commit the stun on... I mean, in my opinion, it should commit the stun on whatever has been cast as the 4th cast.
Yeah,
between the Q or W. Rather than it having to connect and then stunning.
Yeah, it's just an interesting small thing showing maybe attack on Rat's not played the most of Annie,
Yeah.
or just thought that W was in range. But then that's still the same sort of thing. Oh, ultimate onto the...
Oh, that is the ultimate. But that's a fantastic stun onto Derma. The shield coming in from Sveno. I think attack on Rat may fall, actually. No, he's going to use the ultimate, but it is getting cancelled out by Obsession. That's fantastic. Attack on Rat falls to the Nautilus now, and Sis is stuck in that 1v1 against Terrell, and Sveno manages to pick up that kill there.
One
I think
for one so far.
A straight W managing to connect as the hook missing as Punky Boy finally joins in the fray. Von Bartus waiting in the wings, seeing if any of them will get baited towards him and charge up that Q. But it does seem like a little bit of a forced lane swap for a small while there by the bot lane, and they are going back down. And Samira's just been left in the bot lane to farm up and to maybe get a stack.
Don't really want to fight the Samira right now. She's got Ninja Tabby as well. Pretty smart choice against this enemy team. Rely a lot on the auto attack damage.
Oh, good flash there from the Cho'Gath, but the ultimate coming in from the side. Can't flash away from that one. He is going to try and look to get on top of this Janna, but Janna positioning perfectly. Terrell will be the beneficiary of that too at 0-5 now on this Jarvan. And it's almost a bloodbath. Really?
Yeah.
12 kills, 11 minutes.
Actually,
both teams have no chill.
As Lysiasti points out, yeah, they actually don't rely that much on attack damage. Although I said that, you look at them and think this team relies a lot on attack damage. And then you think about it and you're like, actually, a lot of Zed's damage doesn't come from auto attacks. A lot of, I mean,
as well as yeah. Oh, okay. That's just the Akali things. I think the Q actually managing to hit onto the Rift Tower there, but Zed is just going to use the ultimate magic to get the shutdown onto Terrell.
Somehow Obsession in the enemy jungle.
He's being chased down. Fantastic. I've forgotten the name of it. Tornado there from Janna will manage to cut off Obsession before he can use that depth charge.
Yeah. Of course, Ninja Tabby quite good into Ezreal, stop a lot of that Ezreal damage. I mean, it will stop a lot of damage. It's still a pretty good pickup here.
Yeah,
I think team's quite heavily AD as well.
I can't believe they made it a champion like Zed, where the passive, which deals more damage based on, is it like when you go for below 50% HP? Contempt for the Weak?
Is it 50?
It deals
35
AP damage. I'll have a quick look.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid that it's magic damage.
Yeah. Whenever Zed attacks an enemy below 50% HP, he deals an extra 8% max health magic damage.
The good news is it means the lethality doesn't help out with it, but Fulminari maybe caught out here. Going back
but he still has that W ult. The flash away from Punky Boy. He doesn't manage to connect with that W. Now no mana on the Samira, but the Samira just doing a lot of damage.
Obsession gonna help.
Yeah, and the auto attack's just coming in. I think Obsession just trying to be nice and leave it, and a Q comes out and finishes off the Ezreal.
Now Obsession's in trouble as well, 3 levels down. I think he just needed to help out there, make sure at least one of them picks up the kill on the Samira.
Yeah, there's the E forward. And I think the presence of mind on the room page as the Z coming in now. This may be... Oh, fantastic W. I say that as if it took a lot of skill to press W on the Nautilus, but it did stop the kill going over again to make it a 2-for-1. It is just a 1-for-1 as Vink being harassed under tower by Sveno with that Imperial mandate. But Zed picking up that shutdown. This Zed slowly becoming more and more of a problem, especially for someone like Samira. If that W goes down before Zed has used any of his combo, that can be a dead Samira. As Vink is getting run down, but the chomp coming in.
It's enough.
Oh my god.
Will he get away?
Yes, he will. Vink playing that to perfection. The chomp, not still. Oh, and there we go. Oh, never mind. He's potentially going to fall. There's the ultimate coming in, and the Akali will pick up the 1-for-1 on the gank.
I would say I've been very impressed with Vink in lane this series. I mean, he's been caught out quite a few times, but he's been playing pretty well in lane, getting those advantages. Which, I mean, in tank versus tank matchups doesn't really mean that much overall, but it's nice to see.
Obsession has been caught out. Well, Obsession went for the hook on Sveno, but it missed, and Von Bartus is using that TP to try and get a lane state. Oh, that's a good hook. And the shutdown on the Janna going over to the Zed. All the shutdowns into the pocket of this Zed, which means only one thing, and that's that this Zed is going to become a big problem.
I do wonder if one day they'll give Zed a rework, considering that his ult is now Yone's E.
Yeah?
I mean, yeah,
That...
Yone's E's damage is actually the same as Zed's ults.
Really?
The damage at the end. Yeah. The amp
Because I
damage
thought
it does.
Zed's ult damage scales with how much he hits the enemy, no?
Yeah. But I mean, it does a % of the damage that he's done to the enemy, but so does
Oh,
Yone's
yeah,
E.
yeah. I get what you mean now, yeah.
Yeah, and it's same amount early on.
I mean, also, I think the horrible thing about Yone is, like, he can literally hit you with one auto, and the E will still deal, like, quite a sizable damage, considering it was just one auto attack. Because Dermat is going to look on the flank. That's a lot of damage through a Zonya's first item.
But they knock him out.
Yeah, he has been
Uses
caught out.
the ult
Forced to use
on
a death
Turler.
mark on Turler, and
That's
he
not
doesn't
who you
have
want
a
it on.
way to escape. Fulminari not going to pick up the shutdown. It will go over to the Jarvan. Jarvan 4, this Jarvan 4, 1, and 5, despite not building tank, is seeming like a formidable front line for this Noxian Crusade side to hide behind as Fulminari is going to find a small engage. Yeah, Vink is just slowly taking down the turrets on the top side. It is.
But they're giving up the base for this. Is it going to be worth it? This is really needs to get something.
What a beautiful tornado from Sveno. Stops that Akali from engaging Punky Boy. He's going to find the kill onto Von Bartos Ursinus as well. So he's going to go down. He's just going to zombie sound himself to try and get a little bit extra damage onto that inhibitor turret. But the second wave now coming in. So using that tornado. And Vink deciding finally now is the time to base. They could potentially find themselves a stun here. Assist is on the
Inferno trigger. You don't need to see them.
Yeah, that is... Oh, and don't imagine to pick up the cash. I thought Fulminari was about to go on and get a Quadra.
Oh.
Flash forward, point and click from Janna.
Punky could have failed him.
Rep ADC ×9, please, in all chat is going to go out very soon as the flag and drag does barely miss onto the choke after hook landing from Obsession. And even through the shield, that Q margin to hit. And
that's not going to kill him.
Got that Steve Knight. And something healed Svenna. I'm not sure what it was.
I think he just eat to keep himself alive.
Well, this Janna, Svenno on this Janna. I mean, just on the enchanters, gets caught out, but then caught out in quotation marks, but then somehow lives to fight another day. And I'm not sure how he does it.
Ocean Drake. I mean, yeah, actually, the healing over time for Ocean Drake might have been what kept him alive there. Part of what kept him alive there, anyway. What, we have an Infernal Soul coming out, so there's a lot of extra damage that should help out. I mean, of course, all souls help out, but you're just happy it's not a cloud. Wow, when are they going to balance the souls to make them somewhat comparable?
You know, you do look at it and you do look at the souls and you do really think that RNG and Crusade in this game, they were kind of looking for the Mountain Drake because the Kaiser is a very squishy target and they get it. Now this game, Infernal Soul, okay, it's not exactly the best because maybe they could use the Ocean, because Ocean is, I would say, undoubtedly one of the best Drakes or one of the best souls in the game. But they get Infernal, the EQ flag and drag burst damage, the Samira ult with the Infernal Soul.
I would say, yeah, they don't want Ocean because it incentivizes DCTR to build Grievous Wounds more, which means that Samira's build becomes less useful. So I would say they've got potentially their second best soul. I think Mountain.
Which one would you say? Mountain.
Yeah, I mean it's just hard to beat getting essentially Malphite passive.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's super sad, especially when you see the souls. I mean, technically they're 25% chance each time at souls, every soul. But then if you look at your own stats, you'll notice you don't get 25% chance at every soul. That's not what happens.
It's just like 50% Ocean because Riot want you to suffer.
No, ours is actually. I looked at our games and we have 60% of games we play in was Cloud Soul. And it's like, are you
What?
fucking kidding me? Yeah, like, oh, Annie.
That's Sonya's first item, though. Actually proving to be fundamental to the victory for that Annie. Just Zonya using that Ezreal
The
ultimate.
Ezreal ult.
The...
Says maybe caught out here. Does get out of the Jarvan ultimate. Nice buffering.
Yeah, I'm not an Akali player, so that may just be like very basic Akali. But to me, that looks impressive. Like that escape,
Ooh.
as Svenno almost got out, forced to burn that ultimate for his own safety and push the Zed away. And I
Says you're
think,
happy with that.
yeah. And
Play Lux, give first 2 Drakes, stack 4 Clouds, should ult every... You can actually get the ult down to 7 seconds. We've tried that before. We managed to get it 1 game. Surprisingly enough, when you want Cloud Soul, you stop getting it. We played like 20 games in a row and got Cloud Soul once.
Beautiful.
So that's all we need to do. We need to try and play for Cloud Soul, and then it'll stop giving it to us.
I mean, if it works, it works.
Fuck right, right? Stop putting such bullshit RNG in my game.
Please make it actually RNG.
Oh, here's Spanner and Fulminario and Fink being caught out again.
Yeah,
No
just
Mundo
a
this
lack
time,
of...
not gonna get away. Oh my god, the Cho'Gath
That was a big chunk of
ult.
damage. Yeah, just a lack of vision. Supporting Vink on that split push means that he is caught out. And now Dermat is going to try and pressure CoraL, but CoraL just pressing his W key, getting that shield, and denying Zed quite a lot of his damage there.
Punky getting a tower's actually, you know, towers are what win you the game. Towers also get your entire team gold, so it's good for them to pick that up, but it looks like the rest of the team might be a bit caught out. Oh,
Sis runs
Sis
back
runs
into
straight
the airborne.
into it, dies. Obsession caught out here as well.
Yeah, and there's a double kill, and you really do think that the inhibitor could just get Tibbers to tank the turret, but they opt not to. They opt to fall back and get the
It's just
Baron.
a hair. Wait, I think my
It's the
map's
Baron.
bugged. It's the Baron. It's 20 minutes. I was like, yeah, they're getting the Baron. Then I looked at my map. I was like, why is the Herald thing there?
I mean, hopefully when they take the Baron, it is, but that's a lot of damage. And Svenno here.
Oh no, he's gonna live.
There's the ultimate and the steam train of Scion coming in.
Svenno's just wasting so much time. Hello,
Yeah,
is the Baron. 3k. Dermat's actually made it there in time. He can see it.
Oh, but he gets the shutdown, and the smite is there only for Dutch community team, but he does flash away. The Zonyas from attack on Rat as Dermat is now going to get auto down. He does get hit by the Q. Punky Boy is on the sideline trying to take down this Scion. Scion falls down very low as Fulminari is in the battle. He does get CC'd up, shut down, and Punky Boy manages to find a shutdown as well. And the flash over the wall to the Q1 from Bartus Ursinus will pick up that ace for Dutch community team Ruby, and they also take back control of the gold lead.
Yep. Vink didn't actually get the stack on the Baron there, ulted a little bit early, was left on 17 health, but they do secure the Baron. And it means they will be able to get at least 2 towers here. It'll be interesting to see if they decide to try and push for the third, a bit risky. They probably want to back and spend that extra gold that they've got. Which,
yeah, going to clear the wave and hopefully back.
Does put them slightly in the lead, but where is that gold stacked? A lot of it's on the Cho'Gath, which is not where you really want that gold lead.
Absolutely, but more gold on the Cho'Gath, more tanky. And I believe he is going for the Gargoyle Stone Plate third item, just to make himself even more of that nuisance. It's getting slowly and slowly bigger.
He got 5.
Oh, fairly respectable at 23 minutes.
But I was just thinking, does he have many stacks at all? Because you know, Cho'Gath gets bigger the more stacks he gets. It didn't look like he had the size was really much bigger. Because he also has the frozen fist as well, which makes you bigger per finished item you have.
Yeah, he does only have. Does the fist size increase count as well with the fist? If you get what I mean, like if
no.
you complete the fist, do you increase by 6? No, so yeah, he only has 1 completed item, unless boots count as an item. Then he only has 2.
No, boots do not count.
There you go. 1 complete item, so he is only grown by a small amount. But on top of his stacks, you would expect it to be a little bit better. Or a little bit bigger, I should say. It would be, wouldn't it? As Fulminari now find the
Oh, beautiful.
snap engage. Oh.
Beautiful prediction from Sveno there. Fulminari following up perfectly with the timing.
Yeah, just take a bow,
What can you
Sveno.
say?
Take a bow. As Dermat's been caught out by CoraL, there is the Cataclysm kill. I
Death
believe
Mark
that
was
was
actually used, but he died, and it still counted because the cooldown.
okay.
Maybe Tula has Scorch, and the Scorch finished off like half a second after it cast. I'm not sure.
Let
Maybe
me
Red
find out for
Smite.
you. No, I
Red
think it
Smite
was
did
Red
just go on
Smite.
cooldown. Yeah.
Yeah. I believe it was that Red Smite as Vink now.
Or Red
3
Bucket.
levels up on Von Bart's Ursinus. Is going to look for, I believe, the solo kill there. He's almost in Munch range.
Just hit the
But
tower. Take that extra damage.
look
That's
at
a
all that
lot
extra
of tower damage.
Yeah. And Vink is still just going to walk at him and chomp him.
Because the Ezreal ults. I mean, apparently we don't get to see the Ezreal ult going for the tower.
Yeah.
Vink doing a really good job on split pushing here, actually turning around on Sveno.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage.
Flash forward so we can't get knocked back by the ult, but still enough. Soul is now in the pockets.
Just, I mean, how many predicts does Sveno? Well, and there's a accidental Zonya's. Hello, Niski from Fnatic. Welcome to the game. If anyone knows that.
And Turlor just joining in there, missing the flag and drag across the wall. That looked so strange. I'm not sure how that happened.
But, you know, everyone makes mistakes. Everyone makes misinputs. It happens to the pros. So, that's Zonya's. A little bit unfortunate. It does go on cooldown, but...
Worth noting,
yeah,
despite all this, DCTR here are still slightly in the lead. Oh, Punky in a bit of an awkward spot.
I think that is mainly because of the towers. And also the CS difference in top lane.
It's one extra tower, I think. Also the Baron. You gotta remember it
Yeah,
basically gives
the
a kill
Baron.
to every person. Oh,
As Punky Boy has been caught out, and CoraL is just so tanky on this Jarvan. It's like
hey, that's
a 3 item, or I believe it was 2.5 item at that time. Ezreal was just doing no damage.
And yeah, that's the power of bruisers. That's what the new item meta this season has been since the start of season, and Riot has not wanted to change it. So
yeah,
what can you say? There's not much you can do if a bruiser gets on top of you. You're just dead.
Yeah, now you can see the gold lead more reflecting what it has felt like in game as Sizz getting dived on this Akali. Can't really do much as Fulminari has
could be in trouble.
Yeah, and even through the shield bow, I don't think that he has much here as Dermat coming in now to finish off. There is the resurrecting. Does not have chomp, but missed timing. But the death mark is still available, and there is the kill. The shutdown going over to the Zed. And Jarvan managing to pick up Obsession. As Sizz is going to go in, they are looking to commit for this inhibitor. Islan is in the top side. Sveno falling very low, getting that shield from the Annie.
Tualura has not got much mana left. Vink is on the flank.
Yeah. Vink is on the flank. Indeed, he does have the chomp this time. Will go down. There is the Zonyas. And there is the stun to deny the knock-up. Fantastic stun there from Attack on Rat on that Annie. And
they could keep chasing.
I don't think
TP's coming in.
Yeah, the TP's coming in, so they are looking for the chase.
Oh, the shield!
But there is the shield, and Vink is going to get the kill. Finally, he is going to use that Gargoyle Stone Plate. He does get rinsed straight through. The
Annie out of mana.
The name of it already, but the Ezreal ultimate going far and wide between the uprights as Von Bart's Ursinus formally running away.
Fulminari's here.
And there's the Death Mark. Punky Boy picking up the kill, but the Death Mark going on cooldown. Sizz managing to pick up Annie in the backline. He's got to fall to the Scion, and Fulminari left in a 3v1 as Von Bart's Ursinus very low, out of mana, and you would assume does not want to walk up, or maybe he's going to suicide for his ADC. Use that passive to try and assist in any damage that he can give. The shield coming out. There is no tower, so obviously, as they are down to the
actually here on the flank.
But he's not going to find anything.
Fulminari just jumps through him. He's almost stacked.
He is now stacked. He just needs to find a way to engage. And there's the ultimate, the death charge coming in.
Beautiful CC.
That was very well played from Obsession there. The depth charge coming in, denying Fulminare that ultimate, and then all the damage coming in, and
It's just the
and
back and
Fulminare
forth
does
in
fall.
mid lane. No one's really getting much from it.
Yeah, indeed. 29 minutes in, and we have, if my math skills are correct, 50 kills.
Yes, this is a high kill game.
Yeah, indeed. It was. It's turning out to be one hell of a bloodbath, and we haven't had much time to discuss the map state and vision or anything, just because so much has been going on.
Yep. Let's see, Vision generally is on the map in favor, I would say, of Noxian Crusade here. I mean, they've got some vision around the bottom side of the map. Oh, nice
That was a very
interrupt
good
from Vink,
silence
but
there from
he's
Vink.
definitely out of position. Will go down
Yeah.
eventually.
But he is just so tanky. There's the gargoyle shield, the silence, denying
Actually,
the ultimate.
very important, he'll be spawning at the same time as the Elder Drake, and the TP should not be up, but back up by then. So this gives a really good window for Noxian Crusade to try and take that Elder.
Yeah, indeed. And a big item now that has been completed is Cerelia's Grudge, or however you say the first part, on the Zed. So the slow coming in, the armor penetration, as well the blighting jewel on the Akali. Okay, it's not the full void staff, but it's still some form of penetration. As you rightly pointed out, Obsession taking a lot of damage. He's only level 11, bless him. He's been doing a lot of roaming, trying to secure a lot of vision as Dermat is being poked out. There's so much poke going down. They are posturing really early. The Shadow not going over the wall, so not managing to hit the E and Z.
The back actually coming out from Dermat here. They can't give up the Elder, though.
Yeah,
surely that will be the end of the game.
Vink is also coming over as well.
But he will be there very late. There's no way he's going to really get there in time if they really want to force this. They're backing off. They're pulling it out.
They're pulling out, just denying the vision.
Looks like they're going to flip it. Sis
and Sis is going in very early. Dermat is just being zoned away, and Jarvan picks up the Elder, and now it is turn and run. But they are being chased down by Noxian Crusade. Vink is next on the menu alongside Punky Ball, but Sis is looking to just take away the waves. He has become a singed main. Proxy in those waves as CoraL kind of try and find his way to the ADC. Dermat falling very low, I think one auto. He will fall to the Elder buff.
Do you find it interesting they don't just go for the end here using their two very healthy tanks to just tank up the towers to lure by himself?
Oh yeah, and he has been caught out. That's a lot of burst damage going down. The Akali picks up that kill there. And that's one Elder less. For Noxian Crusade.
If Noxian Crusade had just pushed there, they probably could have forced a fight and ended the game. But they just take the Baron, playing it very safe. They're going to take their backs. They do still have a decent amount of time left on the Elder.
Yeah, absolutely. No. Cho'Gath now at 4 items, obviously. Random's Omen, a very big item spike, because it does mean that he does have an easier time escaping and does take less damage from this Samira, who is quite a lot of the damage source from the side of Noxian Crusade alongside this Jarvan. Annie has taken a bit more of a backseat role with that build. He's got the Proto Belt to set up the plays for the rest of his team, as well with the stun.
Sonya's just trying to keep himself alive, and Tibbers there for that much longer. Means won't do quite as much damage. But not necessarily an issue.
Yeah, staying alive is not an issue at all. And it's it just seems to be kind of the waiting game for the waves for Noxian Crusade now. Stacking as 5, looking to force this. They have the Elder, they have the Baron.
If they can get a good fight, they can end the game here. Just need a good pick.
Zed and
that's a lot of damage.
On the flank, Fulminare does have that Guardian Angel that burnt very early. And Fulminare, I mean, that Zed combo only just shredding through the shield, and they're taking down the second inhibitor, the bot lane inhibitor, sorry, of the game, as Vink now.
They're trying to turn onto the Cho'Gath, but
he's just so tanky, he just runs away.
They're
I
being
mean,
pulled
even through all
around.
that, realistically, Dutch community team Ruby have to force an engage here, have to look for something.
Well, they just need to clear the minions, really. They're looking to keep themselves alive until these buffs run out. I think is that Elder gone?
I think the Elder is
Elder
gone. Yeah,
has
the Elder
gone.
is
This is the
gone.
time if they
So
want to
now,
take it.
yeah, they
Oh,
have to try and
three-man
win this. That's a
Tibbers.
fantastic stun for Minare now. He can go double kill. He's on top of the Zed. It's a triple kill and the Jarvan. But can we just
Clean
appreciate that,
ace.
Annie?
And it wasn't even anything too special. They just walked straight up, tibbers them in the face. There's three members standing on top of each other. It will get Noxian Crusade the 2-0 victory here over Dutch community team Ruby. Bum, bum, bum. So I'll put another vote in chat. I mean, I guess we already had a game 1 vote.
It has to be Sveno.
So, game 2.
If this is anyone but Sveno, this is rigged. Honestly, that was just. I mean, also CoraL on that Jarvan had a massive impact. To be fair, so Sveno or CoraL, in my opinion, for this one. Honestly, it's just a.
I've got to remember the names of everyone in the game now, because the game's just closed down on my other monitor. Oh no! Help remind me. What were all of their names?
From
Brain
Barter
power.
Cercinus.
Oh yeah, that was it.
And then you've got CoraL.
CoraL, of
And then
course.
Attack on Rat.
Attack on Rats, of course.
Fulminare. And then
Fulminare
Sveno.
and Sveno, yeah.
I've just spent the last half an hour shouting their name because that was non-stop non-stop action. Not team fight, but non-stop
There
action.
you go, you've got 5 minutes. Vote for your MVPs.
And then we
Whoever
wait
you think it
45
is.
minutes.
And then we've got, yeah, a nice 45-minute wait until League of Pogmore versus TLH. I'm not sure, do you think I should leave the stream on or stop it and come back?
Whatever you want to do. You can leave it just
long-
chilling with some music.
long
Or you
time.
can... Yeah, I mean, turn it off. End the stream, have a break, and then come back. I think that would be the best.
That'd be the best thing to do.
Because you got
So,
half an hour break.
yeah, we'll run the vote and then I can go get something to eat very quickly.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, though, I'm going to unfortunately dip early. Yeah, I know. Highly unfortunate. To rendezvous with my team and find out what's going on. So
Yes.
thank you very much for having me.
And good luck later. We will have an amazing stream for League of Pokemon vs TLH. Come watch Atomica this time play instead of cast.
Yep. End me. All right.
Right.
See you in a bit.
See you in a bit. So that MVP vote is still going. Make sure you get your votes in for MVP here. What does it mean? Noxian Crusade is our first team to get points in the Ocean League. Dutch community team Ruby having an unfortunate start there. And Noxian Crusade probably looking like one of the best teams, maybe? Showing very clearly now they're just going to play a very standard team fighty style. They're going to force you to come to them. Although we could see Fink was doing quite well on the sides there. Maybe we see a team really try and lean into that side lane against them. Maybe we see a team that tries to go more for that team fight style against them, see if they can get some of those wins. We'll have to see how this continues. Maybe the team fight style is just something they wanted to do against Dutch community team Ruby. Or we'll have to see how Dutch community team Ruby adapts going ahead. I heard that these was potentially the first time they were actually all playing together as a team. So unfortunate, maybe a bit of an expected outcome there. And we'll just keep, I've got until this vote runs out to keep going through, and then we can talk about the vote, and then we can have a little break for a little bit, and then come back afterwards. And yeah, just an unlucky game. Yeah, hopefully that's not pushed you guys off too much. I mean, who have you got next? Actually, yeah, we can talk a little bit about who each of these teams have next. That's a good plan while this is going on, and then that will give us something to actually talk about. Match next week. Dutch community team Ruby have Silver Phoenix next week, so that'll be who they'll be playing against. Maybe something that they can. Maybe a team that they can pull up and perform against. Some of the members have played against Silver Phoenix before, so might have a better idea of. I think they played against Silver Phoenix before. Silver Phoenix, a returning team from last season, did quite well. Didn't manage to win, but there we go. And Dutch Community Team Ruby, I believe most of them have played against Silver Phoenix before, so it'll be interesting to see how they play into them, if they have some sort of style going ahead, or if they continue to look a bit shaky and solo queue-esque. I mean, hopefully they find their team identity. At the moment, it seems that it seems to be a split pushing Vink with a very solo queue sort of style around the map, which didn't seem to work out too well for them with Vink on the tanks. But yeah, we'll see. We see how they do. And then next week, who do we have for Noxian Crusade? They have their break week next week, so Noxian Crusade will not actually be playing next week. We'll have another. They'll get a nice break week before continuing. A nice week to pat themselves on the back, go, yeah, that was good, but how could we have improved that? And then they actually play Silver Phoenix in week 3, so Silver Phoenix will be the next combatant for both of these teams. So maybe this game will give them some insight, or this series will give them some insight in how to play against both of these teams. We'll have to wait and see what they decide to pull out. There we go. Not too much time left to talk for. I suppose while I'm here, I'll just start putting in the scores. Why not? There we go. Let's report some scores on this thing. And submit there. That's getting us going. Who's the MVP? We'll wait and see. Someone should keep track really of who, like, which roles get the most MVPs and stuff. Maybe we're all biased towards certain roles. Sveno here taking the MVP yet again. So Sveno, I mean, hats off to you. You played very valiantly from support. Obviously, the stream agrees that you were instrumental in getting those wins for your team there. We'll have to see. Hopefully you can emulate it in the rest of the season. And yeah, I mean, I'll see you guys back here at around 7:45. I will kill off the stream for now. We'll be back probably around 7:40 for League of Pogmore versus TLH live games. Don't miss out. See you guys in a bit.